Welcome back to Yoast Built. Hope you guys are ready for this video. And on the dyno today, we have a special guest. We have Roman from the Boosted Boys. We have the all-wheel drive Civic on the dyno. We have the drive shaft disconnected, Haltech 2500, 8 injectors, MagnaFuel 750, C85, and we're gonna get right into some action. Hopefully get you some good dyno pulls, good camera angles. Got 2 GoPros ready to get set up, and let's see if we can be the first car to set 1,000 horsepower on my own dyno. Alright guys, so since the last time that you've seen the car do a pull on the dyno, we have gone through pretty much everything. So we're having problems with the VTC. The VTC will not allow us to command it. Whatever we ask it to do, it will not do. So we were told to swap out the cam gear. This is a brand new RBC cam gear from Honda, as you see it right here. If the G7 will focus. There you go, from Honda. Roman's over here with the RTV, doing what he does best with actual Honda bond. So we shouldn't have any leaks once we get this back together. We just did the timing, swapped the cam gear. We were having issues with injectors. We swapped some stuff around, got that fixed. It was running on 3 cylinders. Hopefully we got that fixed. We had EGT probes flipped So 1 was actually 4, 4 was actually 1. We got that fixed. So we're doing a lot of work getting this thing fixed. Hopefully we can still, I don't see any reason why we can't still make 1,000 horsepower tonight. We just need to get her back together, get all the motor mounts back in, the engine plate and everything back together, get her back on the dyno, strap her down, and go after that 1,000 horsepower pull that we want to see with this car, with this turbo. If you guys don't know much about this car, it's an all-wheel drive K24. It has a dog box transmission, has a, what size turbo is this?
79, it's like 80 mil.
It's like an 80 mil C Skunk 2 Ultra. Has 8 injectors, pretty much everything you need to make 1,000 horsepower and go 7s in your hod. Yeah, aluminum rod, electric fuel pump, literally everything you need to do it. We just got to get the tune right, get it to run proper, get it to the track, and get a 7-second pass. Carbon doors, carbon front end, Bellix, the whole 9 yards. So let's get back to working on this thing and get it on the dyno. Alright guys, this is going to conclude the video of the EG on the dyno. So as you guys know, Boosted Boy Roman has had this car for a long time, has went through many phases with this car, and the one thing that the car has always had is the same K-series that he put together. The motor's been together for a few years now. It's done all the events. He's never really had any major issues with the car, but tonight we ran into a couple things. So thing number one, the VTC. The VTC allows you to adjust the cam phasing up to 50 degrees. When he first got here, we had no control over the cam phasing. It wouldn't do anything we asked it to do. So we found some wiring issues that was causing it, and then it still wouldn't allow us to do what we wanted to do once we actually got to where we could control it. And then we actually pulled the whole side of the motor apart. A little bit harder with an all-wheel drive car. There's a couple things in the way. So we had to pull a couple custom mounts out and change a bunch of stuff to get the actual motor up and down to get all the bolts out of the side. But we did it, we got everything apart. Put a new VTC that I had laying around that I had bought from Honda for one of my builds. So of course I'm gonna have to replace that. But got the car together, got it all back together, got it running. They started tuning it. We had full control of VTC. The guys at Humble Performance are actually the ones that were tuning the car. They were remote tuning it through the whole tech. So shout out to them for staying up so late and trying to help us with this car. It is 2:30 in the morning, by the way. The car made a peak number of 548 wheel horsepower, and this was on like 18 pounds of boost. So the problem with that is, that sounds like a great number, but this car has made over 580 wheel horsepower on wastegate before, which is only 12 pounds of boost. So the car is way down on power. So the first thing we started looking into was compression. We did a compression test, and the car has super low compression. This motor is 11.5 to 1, and on cylinder 2 we only compression tested 90. Cylinders 3 was 130, and then cylinders 1 and 4 only had 105. So all 4 cylinders are super low in compression. Then I'm sitting there thinking, and I'm like, okay, why would this motor be so down on compression but still run decent, make decent power? It doesn't smoke out of the turbo, so the rings are good. It doesn't really have any super crazy noises other than, you know, aluminum rods, loose bearings, stuff like that, twin disc race car things. Valve lash. Valve lash is really important in Hondas. If you guys don't know, valve lash is literally everything. Basically how the cam controls the valve train. So started checking the valve lash, pulled the valve cover back off. So probably like the 4th time we've had the car apart during this dyno session, which you can check over your car 15 times before going to a dyno, and there's always something. Like, I personally build the car in the shop on the lift next to the dyno, put it on the dyno, I still have issues. So it just happens. The valve lash was way too tight. Honda recommends like 6 and 8. Some of the valves were really tight, some of them were looser, but still way too tight. So it happens. Roman told me that he hasn't checked the valve lash in a long time. So I went over the whole thing, made sure everything was good, and we still had low compression numbers. So took the car off the dyno. As you see, the car's not here anymore. Sent them on their way home because they're not gonna be getting home till 5 o'clock in the morning, almost 6 o'clock in the morning. And just, you know, recommended, hey, pull it apart, figure out what's wrong, bring it back. We want to set 1,000 horsepower number on the dyno with the car, the Battle Civic, as they call it. But yeah, tonight it has been an experience. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, if you like Civic content, Turbo Dodge content, dyno content, track content, thank you, and tune into Yoast Built. Thank you for watching a video. Hopefully you subscribe below and leave a comment. What do you think about the crazy Civic? As you've seen, we pulled the whole front end off. The reason for that is the slicks actually hit the carbon fiber. And the last thing you want on the dyno is a slick to fly apart. And those slicks are brand new. So I didn't want Roman destroying his slicks or destroying his carbon fiber front end that he just put on the car. So been rambling on now for too long. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you enjoyed all of the crazy 11,000 RPMs of K-series action on the dyno. And until the next one, as always, you guys are the greatest.